First, we are going to give a shout out, rest in peace, to John Amos.
Yes.
John Amos, of course, everybody knows him from Good Times, Roots, and of course, Cleo McDowell from Coming to America. Actually passed away August 21st.
And Players Club.
Yeah.
And
he was
Players
in
Club.
Players Club.
And Players Club.
Like he a whole lot of movies.
Well, yeah, we could sit here all day and name the movies and television shows and guest appearances he was on. He actually passed away August 21st in Los Angeles of natural causes at the age of 84. However, it was just broadcasted to the media, I want to say about a day or two ago, that he had passed on. It was shared by his son, Kelly Christian Amos. That is with heartfelt sadness that I share with you that my father has transitioned. And in the statement he mentioned, he was a man with the kindest heart and a heart of gold, and he was loved the world over. Many fans consider him their TV father. He lived a good life, and his legacy will live on in his outstanding works in television and film as an actor. So I guess we could start with John Amos being born in 1939, December 27th in Newark, New Jersey. I didn't know he was from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Newark got a lot of famous people come out of there, but yes, he is Jersey.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like his first major role was as the weatherman, Gordy Howie, on the Mary Tyler Moore Show in 1970. And then from there, he got the role for Good Times. And then from that, after Good Times, of course, we all know the issues he had with Good Times, where there was a lot of issues behind the scenes where John Amos was making a lot of complaints saying that JJ was comedic buffoonery. They eventually wrote him out the cast, and of course that led to that classic scene where Florida Evans dropped the punch bowl and James Evans died, and they wrote him out of the show. So that came about from John Amos basically standing up to the producers of the show, letting them know that the images they were portraying of black people on television were not okay.
Not correct.
Yeah, and for that, he did take an L with them writing him off the show, but at least he stood for something.
Actually, he ain't taking an L.
Well, I mean, he went on to have a successful career still. Yeah. But no, you took an L because you didn't leave the show on your own terms.
What?
They fired him.
I mean, true, they fired him, but they fired
when
him.
Television kills your character off and you didn't really agree to it, you got fired.
I mean, I get you on that. I mean, still, them checks still counting them damn bank accounts. So.
Yeah,
but he was right, because the JJ character was a little bit overboard.
Oh yeah, he was buffoonish.
It was overboard.
Yeah.
And was there ever an episode of Good Times that ended happy? Like, was there ever
it was always something bad. The reason we kept him in the hood. They ain't never got out the hood.
Hell no. And Florida Evans was the biggest hater.
Right.
I mean, that was the saddest show you could really think of. It's like never had a happy ending. Yeah. Every episode ended in
bad.
Some type of misery.
It would always end with the audience being silent and the camera zooming in on the actor real slow, and then it would fade out.
Right. Like, yeah, everything they had, like from daggone to get another job, he passing, then even down to sister had a boyfriend to play football.
They didn't get out. They
blew his knee out.
That's pathetic.
Yeah,
nobody ever mentioned how pathetic. How do you go from being a player on the Chicago Bears to blowing your knee to living in the projects?
Yeah, that fast.
Like, bro didn't even get a chance to gamble that money.
No check.
You weren't in no fraternity, nothing. Like
bro just went from the field to the projects.
Get your ass up out of here. Bam.
That's humbling. All them little kids in the projects looking at him like, you keep
I used to play football.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is, like, any player, I think, if you graduate from a college, you can always go back to that school and work in the sports
You
department.
can do something.
Like, you can always go back.
You had some level of fame.
Even your high school,
you can
go
be a
back
coach.
and get a job.
I mean, I guess he was just a dumbass jock. That's how they try.
Yeah.
And that's what James Evans was. He stood up like, hey,
he's like, son, you got to get out of this apartment.
Right.
He would have got them out, but
nah, they want to make it seem like everything boys can't get.
Always being held down. Jesus.
Okay, so in addition to Good Times, of course, we know him from Roots, and of course, he had his role in Coming to America, and he was in Coming to America too.
Don't you know a lot of people played in Roots?
Yeah, lots of that was like a proving ground for black actors.
Yeah, a lot of
I
black actors.
despise Coming to America too.
Oh, I do too. But
I'm just mad.
I haven't seen it since that first month.
I just will not
I mean,
watch
that's true.
it
I
again.
mean, of course. I mean, granted, anytime you have a classic anything, you know what I'm saying, the follow up is going to be hard.
Oh,
and
of course.
And then on top of that, look how long it lapsed. So you know,
but Coming to America is one of those movies that didn't really
I
need
would
a
give
sequel.
you that. I would give you that. But yeah, Coming to America didn't need a sequel. But Bad Boys is always my reference point. Bad Boys waited 20 years, and then they came back out with 3 and 4.
But they didn't miss a beat though.
Nah, they didn't.
I don't
like,
think 3 and 4 were bad at all, and I was
Coming
expecting
to
them.
America to me it wasn't good. It just wasn't. Like Dub said,
they
you
didn't
could've
have
just left it alone.
it was certain characters that wasn't there that could have that would have probably made it. Like the mom, she wasn't in the scene. The queen,
Well, she was dead.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like certain characters that was in it, if they were from the original one, they was in the second one, they probably would have made it a little bit better. But like I said though, it was one of those ones that it was tried because a lot of people did really want to see how it would come out.
At the end of the day, leave some of the classics alone.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, just leave some of the classics.
I think they did that for the fans because
Because like I said, it was a lot.
it made a lot of money.
It was a lot of people that was really wanting to see.
It made a lot of money, but at the end of the day, it wasn't right.
yeah, it wasn't right. No, I'll give you
it
that.
definitely took away from the original.
Yes. So, in addition, here's something I didn't know about John Amos. Before he began acting, he played college football at Colorado State University, and he suited up for the Kansas City Chiefs in 1967.
Impressive.
Yeah, so I didn't know he was in football. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. He was a pretty big dude, so that's not shocking, but I didn't know he had a background in football. So, yeah.
See, that's the reason why he told that damn.
And he was good.
No, but that's why he got on like, hey, don't be portraying black folks like that.
Yeah.
He looking at it like, look what I did.
And he was good.
Right.
Yeah, so we're going to give that big shout out. Rest in peace to John Amos.